Yeah, 2002 was a tough year for James Bond. Not only did he have to compete with the first movie in the Bourne series, but also this 2002 film, XXX, which began a series of 3 films. There's no better way to discuss the influence of James Bond than to discuss the opening scene of the first XXX movie. It begins with a character named Jim McGrath, an NSA agent, who's dressed in a tux and has his cover blown. I mean, who does this guy think he is? Trying to blend in with all these cool guys. And yeah, all these really cool guys kill him. Vin Diesel is then introduced as Xander Cage, some kind of guy who does protesting by stealing rich people's cars and doing some extreme stunt with them that he gets on tape. Keep in mind that this first film was released before YouTube was even a thing. Anyway, a man from the NSA, Augustus Gibbons, shows up, and he's played by a heavily scarred Samuel L. Jackson, many years before he wore that eye patch when he played Nick Fury. Xander is then put in a situation where he's tested how well he could do as an agent. Cage does very well, so Augustus decides to recruit him. This is where he has that line where he says, I noticed you have 3 X's on your back, and that's appropriate, because you have 3 strikes against you. So Xander has to become an agent at the NSA, and then he has to go up against this group called Anarchy 99. He gets involved with this woman named Yelena, who's also an agent for some other agency, I don't know. It's definitely a more extreme take on the spy genre, and it had a sequel 3 years later with XXX State of the Union. Now, I never really saw this one because it feels like it's just one of those films that could easily be in any espionage spy series. The fact that they couldn't get Vin Diesel in this is very evident. Not only that, I'm told Xander Cage is actually killed off screen with some throwaway line. I mean, we've seen a lot of sequels where they do something like this, where they can't get the lead from the last one back, so they just make up something. And they usually don't work, and they were able to get Samuel L. Jackson back, and he recruits an old ally with Ice Cube as a former Navy SEAL. As the new XXX, I guess. I didn't see it. Then, in 2017, they released XXX Return of Xander Cage. And we find out that Xander Cage apparently faked his own death. Because, yeah, I guess they need him to come back for the movie, so... Now, considering Diesel had poured a lot of energy in being in the Fast and Furious series, which is kind of comparable to James Bond, I'm actually surprised he even came back for a third. I also didn't see this film. I'm told the critical review was not good, but it did make its budget and more, so... I did a quick search on Google, and I found out that they are planning on doing some sort of 4th installment of XXX. And honestly, I have to say, if you are doing a 4th movie in your series, that's really your own risk. It better be good. So yeah, we might be seeing more of this XXX series. The movie, not... yeah, whatever. Do you want to see more of the XXX movie series? What do you think? Leave a comment here.